Good afternoon and happy Monday. How's everybody doing today? I hope the weather is good where you guys are. We are getting hotter. So, anyway, we'll just get through it and patiently wait for the fall weather, which is my favorite. Today, I am going to go ahead and tell the story of the onion field murder that happened near where I grew up. The murder happened in 1963, and then when we were there in this small little town, Mettler, California, was in the 70s. In the 70s, I think, when we went out there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read from the Wikipedia what it says. And I have some pictures I'm going to add to it and do my best. I'm not the best at it, but I thought it was really interesting. True crime that happened near where we lived, but like I said, it was earlier. So anyway, I'm going to do my best at telling you guys the story, and I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys ready? On the night of March 9th, 1963, LAPD officers Ian Campbell, 31, and Carl Hedinger, 28, were riding in an unmarked police car. They pulled over a 1946 Ford Coupe containing two suspicious-looking men at the corner of Carlos Avenue and Gower Street in Hollywood, California. The two men, Gregory Powell, 30, and Jimmy Lee Smith, also known as Jimmy Youngblood, 32, had recently committed a string of robberies, and each had a pistol tucked into his trousers. Powell, the driver, pulled a gun on Campbell, who calmly told his partner, "He has a gun in my back. Give him your gun." Hedinger did as his partner requested. The two officers were then forced into Powell's car, and within 30 seconds after the traffic stop began, were driven north from Los Angeles on Route 99 to an onion field near Bakersfield, California. Where Campbell was fatally shot. Hedinger was able to escape, running nearly 4 miles to reach a farmhouse. The killing occurred primarily because Powell assumed that the kidnapping of the officers alone already constituted a capital crime under the state's Little Lindbergh law. However, Powell's interpretation was incorrect. Under the Little Lindbergh law, at that time, kidnapping became a capital crime only if the victim were harmed or if a ransom were demanded. Today, kidnapping in California is punishable by life imprisonment, either with or without the possibility of parole, depending on the circumstances. On August 10th, 2012, the intersection of Carlos Avenue and Gower Street in Hollywood, the site of the officer's abduction, was named Ian Campbell Square in honor of the slain officer. Additionally, a section of Hollywood Freeway, California State Route 101 in Hollywood, from Hollywood Boulevard to Highland Avenue, was designated the Ian J. Campbell Memorial Freeway. Although Hedinger escaped, he felt scorned by his fellow officers and officials at the Los Angeles Police Department. He suffered severe emotional trauma for both the initial incident and the following treatment. Eventually, a police training video was made using his experience as an example of what not to do when stopping and approaching a vehicle. Hedinger was forced to resign from the LAPD in 1966 after being accused of shoplifting. Years later, he was elected a supervisor in Kern County, California, where he served multiple consecutive terms. He died of liver disease in 1944 at age 59. Powell was arrested on the night of the murder after being spotted driving a stolen vehicle by California Highway Patrol officers. The following day, Smith was apprehended as well. The lead LAPD investigator on the case was Sergeant Pierce Brooks. Both suspects were convicted of murder and sentenced to death. Ultimately, they received life sentences. For each, the lower court sentence followed a second trial and several appeals. Their death sentences were vacated when the California Supreme Court ruled in California v. Anderson in 1972 that California's death penalty was cruel and unusual punishment. April 1982, following the release of Jimmy Lee Smith from prison, Valerie Campbell, the daughter of slain officer Ian Campbell, contacted John Mancino. Mancino was the founder of Citizens for Truth, an organization that recently led a successful petition effort to rescind the parole date of Sirhan Sirhan, who had been convicted of assassinating presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy. Mancino drafted a petition to have Powell's scheduled release date rescinded. With Valerie Campbell's help, he collected 31,500 signatures in 3.5 weeks, which were submitted to the California Board of Prison Terms, along with several thousand letters. The parole board then held a hearing and eventually rescinded Powell's release date. Following this, Powell's attorney was successful in convincing Solano County Superior Court Judge Ellis Randall to order Powell's release from prison in 10 days, ruling that Citizens for Truth's public outcry was the sole reason Powell's release was rescinded, which at the time was legally improper. Valerie Campbell then joined Citizens for Truth representatives John Mancino and Dr. Howard Garber, along with the group's attorneys, in filing a legal brief in the First District Court of Appeals in San Francisco, demanding that Powell remain in prison. The group prevailed both at the appeals court and the California Supreme Court, thereby leading to Powell's spending the rest of his life in prison, where he died in 2012. At the parole board hearing on January 27, 2010, Powell was denied parole. In a January 21, 2010 letter to the state corrections officials, Los Angeles Police Union President Paul Weber urged the board to deny parole, calling Powell a vicious murderer who has not yet paid his debt to society. On October 18, 2011, the California State Parole Board denied compassionate release for Powell, who had been diagnosed with terminal prostate cancer. The board stated that Powell did not wish to be released and was likely to be uncooperative if paroled. Powell died on August 12, 2012 at the California Medical Facility in Vacaville. He was 79 years old. Smith was released in 1982, but returned to prison several times on drug-related parole violations. December 2006, he failed to report to his parole officer, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. In February 2007, a man matching Smith's description was detained by police in Los Angeles Skid Row area and eventually identified as Smith. He was arrested, charged with violating his parole, and sent to Pitches Detention Center in Castaic, California. On April 7th, 2007, while in that facility, he died of an apparent heart attack at age 76. I'm going to list below in the description. There is a movie that was made in the 70s about this. I will list below in the description. And then I have found one or two, I found several, but I think I'm only going to link one or two YouTube videos that I think done an excellent job in describing what had happened. It goes into more details on how Hedinger did escape, and when they were searching for him, because I guess that after he escaped, they went back and shot Campbell 4 more times to make sure he was dead before they got back in the car and was searching for Hedinger. But he was able to escape to a farmhouse. But it gives you more details. I can't really find a lot on wikipedia.com, encyclopedia.com, that gives like really good details other than these videos. And I don't know if I'm allowed to play clips of YouTube videos on my YouTube. I don't want to get in trouble for it, so I'll just link them below. After this, I'm going to also upload some pictures that I was able to get and attach them to the video. And I'm also going to show you the video of us while we were out there and kind of what it looks like, now. And I tried to find good pictures on one of the videos that shows the location that it happened and how he found that location by the peaks of the mountains, by a gas line, which we weren't able to find that, but different pinpoints I was trying to show that we were at where it actually happened. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will link everything in the description below, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Freeway.
Yeah, just the roads are different now, so. Get the hills so you guys can see the area I'm going to post a video in the description, and he kind of shows you on a map when it started in LA and ended here. So just kind of give you guys a reference. This is the I-5 freeway. That's wasn't there in the original, because this was in 1963, I believe. And this was an onion field. Now it is grapes. But this is where the officer was shot and killed. And we'll go back through Mettler, since they do mention Mettler. Look at all those red. I wonder if they're seedless. Let's see. Yeah, they're red seedless grapes. They smell good. For the cafe, the hotel, well, you can't really see, but now you can be able to.
Right in there?
Cafe, the motel, all right here. And Thelma and Louise was filmed right here. Film it.
So,
and me and
Lupine and Stevens?
Me and Tracy wrecked right here on this corner.
Turn?
Yeah.
Look at all the nice Seika palms. Cool. Somebody took care of them.
This is Mettler. There's the fire station right there. So right there in the corner where that round, that's always been Chevron, and then right past Chevron was the cafe and stuff.
We'll drive in front of it.
My grandma and grandpa's cafe. And whenever the jewelry robbers stopped here, they were on this 99 freeway right here. They got off on the Mettler exit, ditched their car right here. So here's the store, and then this way. And then right next to the Chevron, right here. So this should look familiar because this is where they filmed Thelma and Louise.
Okay.
Here was a post office, a hotel, a motel, not a hotel, a cafe.
And all this was all.
And all of this, it got tore down. So this is Mettler. And then the onion field murders happened right over there. And then if we go at the end of the school, we can see the new Hard Rock
You want to take the
Cafe going in.
This dirt road here?
Take the, it
Like
should
an
be.
alley?
This should be a paved road right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stevens again, or not Stevens, but
Flower.
Flower.
Wildflower.
Okay.
Graduated 8th grade from this school. A class of 12.
You want to go around the outside of it?
Yeah. So here's Matler School.
The sign's still there.
Yep. Matler School. That was the auditorium and the cafeteria there.
That's my gate sign.
And then this first little section was the office. And then it goes into the classrooms.
Look at those swamp pillars up on top.
It's separated. It doesn't look like it's separated anymore, but between these two buildings, yeah, it's separated because this was kindergarten, and they separated the kindergarten from the
K yard.
yeah.
So we got the tower in the ground
From
out
the-
there. And the swing set.
Yep, here it is. Kindergarten.
There it was.
Mm-hmm.
Bathrooms, drinking fountains.
Yeah. And then there is going to be the new Hard Rock Casino.
Do you want to take this road?